Good afternoon, Beeville. This is Cindy from PAC-B TV, and I am here today with Sandy Baker, who is the Vice President of Corporate Development of a local business, RMS. Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate you taking the time to join us here on PAC. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm great.
Good.
Happy to be here.
Well, you know, I knew this business was here. I had seen signs and, you know, when I go to Kinney's or whatever the case might be, but I never really knew what it was. So why don't we just let you go? You tell us what RMS is, how it got started, how long it's been here, and what it's doing for the community, and just tell us. You tell us.
Oh my gosh, well thanks, and I feel the same way. More people have said that, and they go by and they're not really sure what we do. So we're a full service market research firm. We've been in business for 22 years. Sunday, Cinco de Mayo was our 22-year anniversary.
Well, happy anniversary.
So, Mark Dangler is the president, and he started the company, and we have now built this company into this great company where we have clients across the country, but we love when we get to work local, and we do. We have a lot of local clients, so that's really nice. We're a full service market research firm. And I always say there's like 4 buckets, right? So we have one bucket in healthcare. We do a lot of work in healthcare. So we work with hospitals, home health centers, dialysis facilities across the country, but including a lot that are really right here locally. And we do patient satisfaction surveys. So if you've ever gone to the doctor or a hospital and you get a survey in the mail, it could be from us.
Well,
so
I have on a lot of occasions.
Right.
for everything, yes.
Right, so if it says RMS, please take it and send it back.
I will,
So,
you know I will.
yeah, when we do surveys by mail or phone, sometimes it's called a mixed mode. We now do surveys by email or texting. You know, if you get a text, so a lot of times that could be from us. And actually, I went to the doctor's the other day at my doctor's, and there was a postcard in the office, and it said, "Oh, take your survey." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I will." So I'm like, "Oh, it's always nice there." So we have a whole healthcare team. We do a lot of work with all kinds of healthcare. So if a hospital might want to test a new campaign, so maybe it was before Take Me to Kraus, they might have wanted to test that. So it's a lot of fun. Every day is a different day and a lot of different work, and it's really important work that we're doing and making these patient surveys really make a better experience for the patients. So we have a whole healthcare team, and they do all of those surveys. And then we have a corporate team. So those are things we work with banks and credit unions. Again, a lot that are really local, right across the street and everything right here. And education, so we do a lot. We've worked with the Baldwinsville School District, with OCC, Lemoyne, SU, but then again, across the country. And our clients are all across the country. So we do a lot of banks and credit unions, colleges, universities, and a lot of not-for-profits in manufacturing. We do a lot of work with like Hillrom, so we might do testing new products. And now it's Baxter. It started as Welch Allen, now it's Skaneateles, and so we are always doing those kinds of things. So we have our corporate side, and then we have where we're sitting. We call it Qualisite, but we've got this great focus group facility. It's one of the only in the area.
Now, focus group. What is a focus group? Tell me all about that.
So behind you, you'll see this great mirror.
I love it. It's a two-way. It's a two-way mirror.
So on the other side, and now nobody's sitting over there today, but on the other side,
are we sure?
I know. We could have clients sitting over there, and they actually view in. Okay, and so it's very interesting. So we recruit people, and we'll talk about that in a bit, because that's really a big part of what we are. We recruit people, and most of the time they are right here from Central New York, to come in and be part of the focus group facility. So they'll come in, they'll wait over there, they'll sit right here, there'll be a moderator, and they'll talk about, it could be about being in a bank or credit union. It could be, we've worked with clients like Sesame Street, right? We recruit people, veterans, to come in and talk about maybe mom and dad have been discharged and they're coming home and they've been gone for a long time. So Sesame Street wanted to make some new material. They wanted to have good videos that children could watch and good books and help get the home ready for when mom and dad came back. So we got to be part of that. It was really exciting. We really loved that project. To have Elmo in the house, that's what we said, right?
Now, did you get little little souvenirs too of little Elmos?
I have a little Elmo. We actually had a big Elmo. I'm not sure where he is. It's kind of like a Where's Waldo, or
Right.
And we find Elmo everywhere in the office. Sometimes we'll hide him along the way. So we do a lot of different work. But the focus groups, people can be on our panel. It's called RMS Viewpoint, and they can be on our panel, and that we go to the panel first many times. So it could be anybody across the country. So if we're doing surveys or focus groups, we'll go to them and recruit first.
So you do these surveys, or you get these focus groups, and then you get data. Now, let me back up a little bit. I'm sure that you probably have an in-house expert who comes up with the questions to ask. How do you even think of all of that?
There's such a science to that. When you get a survey, there's a science to what questions to ask, what order to ask them in. You don't want to make any bias into the survey itself. So we have a great team. They're the really smart people. Our analytic team, Pat and Katja and Molly, that whole team, we've got Melissa over there. They're the ones that will sit down with the clients and find out really what are you going to do? What do you want to do with the research, right? And then how to write the right survey. And it depends if it's going to be a phone survey, and part of that is really determining what's best. Is it a mail survey? Is it a phone survey? Is it an email survey? What is the best way to get that data? So they'll write a survey, we'll test the survey, and then then we'll put it out in the field. We call it the field work, and it'll be out there for a while. And then they get all the data, and then they make it look pretty. Right, because
then they analyze it.
And
how do they do that? I mean, they've got to be. Is it like? Do they have to do a computer program or something?
We've got some great software program. A lot of times there'll be, so in a survey, it's called an open-end question or a closed-end. So a closed-end is on a scale of, or a scale question. On a scale of 1 to 5, how happy were you with those, with your banking experience? And then we'll rate that. There's other questions where it's closed-end, so it might be A, B, C, D. Other ones, it might be an open end. So there's just a box and tell us what you think. And people can write. So we look at all of that, and it kind of tells a story. So they take all of that data and put it into these great graphs and charts. And
then they come up with recommendations?
Recommendations, and really every project is so different of what we do. And so for example, for some of the school, we've done work with Baldwinsville School District. Maybe they're going to test before they go to a budget. What is the sentiment in the community for something like that. They might do an employee satisfaction survey. We manage the best places to work survey. And so companies across all 13 different counties can participate in that. And so your employees get a chance to say, what do they like working, and we can look at all of that data. So
now answer me this. Say I want to open up a business in this general community. Would it behoove me to come to somebody like you to have you do the demographics? Say I'm selling pens. What is the market for this type of pen here? That's something. I'm simplifying this, but
I
just
love
for
this pen.
I do. It's a very nice pen. But just to simplify things for the viewer too, if I wanted to sell pens like this, what would my chances of success be in this area? I mean, is that something that you could do to do a focus group or whatever you're talking about?
I'll use Kinney Drugs as an example too, if that's okay. And they've been a fun, great client. And so before they built the location right here across the street, so we're in the Kinney Plaza across from the Beeville Diner. So Kinney Drugs store is right there. But before they were there, they came to us because they wanted to test where would be a good place to build a Kinney, right? So we would test the market. We would look at competitive analysis, right? We'd look at the demographic and trend analysis of the growth that was in the area. And then we would look at the different locations, and we would do a survey. I mean, we would say to different community members, if it was in place A, place B, place C, would you go here, here, here? And so we would be able to say, and that was our recommendation for the spot that they're in now, and it's been very successful for them.
I know I spend a lot of time there. Like we were talking earlier, and a little piece of information is Central New York, Syracuse, our area here is within the top 10 test markets in the United States. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Isn't that so interesting?
Yes.
When I heard that, I'm like, really? So our demographics in probably about 16 or 17 different areas mirror the country within 1%. So it ranges from male to female, to age, to a wide variety of demographics. So when clients are looking at making a decision on a new product, they might come to Central New York because they know if they test something here, and if it does well, then it has a statistically reliable rate that it will do well across the country. So Anheuser-Busch, that's one of their best test markets here, this plant here. So if you go and you see a new product and you like it and then it's gone, it's probably because they were testing it. And baby carrots, before they were really popular, years ago, we helped to do the test market for baby carrots right here.
Right here.
And it was like, oh my goodness. So it is interesting. So national corporations and companies come here to test products. And we've actually done beer tasting right here. We've done bourbon tasting. We've done hot dog tasting. Yeah. So if you're on our panel, you have the opportunity first, and you get paid. I mean, when you leave, you walk out of here with an envelope of cash, and it's really fun, and it's interesting because we typically over recruit because sometimes people don't show up, but when they come, we've actually at the beginning, the client can decide who they're going to seat on here, and we've had sometimes where we will say, thank you for coming, but we've met our quota, but we still are handing them an envelope of cash. And they'll be like, well, no, I wanted to talk. I wanted to tell my opinion and everything. And I'm like, well, you don't have to be here for an hour, and you got $100.
Yeah, right.
But they're still like, oh, can I still participate though? It's very interesting. People
love to tell you what they think.
Yes, and it's really fun, and it's so interesting. Every day is a different day. Every time I pick up the phone, a company might call with a different kind of project. We do mystery shopping, so we hire people to go in and do mystery shopping, and that's really interesting. You might go to a hotel and stay overnight and try all of their facilities. We've done a couple of those right around here.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Being on our panel is fun. Our panel members tell me all the time. We did one for Fitbit, so you got a Fitbit, and you got to wear it, and then you would have to answer questions about it, and then you got to keep the Fitbit, and I think you got paid $100. I don't know.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
So
I know it is.
It's fun to be on our panel because you get the opportunity. Sometimes it's an online survey. Sometimes it is a focus group. Sometimes it is what we call an IDI, which is in-depth interview. And it's just a one-on-one phone conversation, but now with Zoom, right? You can do it on Zoom. Sometimes it's an online focus group. So those are super fun. You could be in your own home and
in your jammies,
and your
slippers, and that's right, and be comfortable.
Yeah,
I know it.
Every day is a different day here. We never know what is going to come, and we have this great focus group room, and then on the other side, that's where the clients can be. Or if they aren't here, we stream, so they can video in anywhere, and then they can still watch that, and then we can do them here. We do them across the country. And then next door, on the other side of our offices, we have a whole call center over there. And so we have a bilingual team, so we can do surveys in English and in Spanish. And we do a wide variety. We don't do any telemarketing. So we're never selling anything here. It's always about market research. So
I think it's very interesting just to see that, like I say, if somebody has an interest in opening a company in this area, and other people come to ask those very same questions to see if something is viable. And our little Central New York area here is all a part of the big picture. We also talked earlier about the economic forecasting that you do for the area too, or is it the area, is it the country, or?
It's all Central New York.
Okay.
We partner, Center State CEO partners with RMS, with our company, and they've asked us to be their partner in surveying, because there's one thing if you do your own survey. Like if you go to your doctor and you get a survey from your doctor, you might be a little hesitant to tell them because you don't want them to know
not be your doctor
right, and not be your
anymore.
doctor or not be happy. But if you get the survey from us, you know you can be confidential. It's going to be confidential. We don't report we don't report the information directly. We don't let them know this is Cindy. Cindy said this. So we just say, here's all of the data. And so it's the same kind of thing. This kind of information for the businesses, we survey. And of course, this year with Micron coming, there was a lot of interest in that, but it's an opportunity. It was the center state, the economic forecast each year, and it's a great opportunity to really feel what is the sentiment in the community for our local businesses. And it's very optimistic. One of the things we do, and I think I said this under, we do what we call a word cloud. So when we do a survey, we'll say what one word describes this. For the Center State CEO, it was what one word describes your outlook for 2024. And so we do these fun little word clouds. And so the bigger word means we've heard it the most, but you can see Micron, we heard a lot.
It's the biggest.
It is, and it's a lot. But then we heard flourishing, optimistic, prosperous, excellent. And then the smaller words we still heard, but maybe not as much. So we saw realistic, average, or improving and growing, tough. But it's interesting because when we do focus groups, we have to be very careful. So a moderator, and you're really good at this because you interview, but if we were doing focus groups maybe about banks or credit unions, and we had a group of people, and the moderator said, what was it like when you walked into the bank? And if they said, oh, it was busy. Well, busy could be taken either way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So busy because it was good and lots of activity and exciting, or busy like, oh, crowded,
I gotta
wait a long time and everything like that. So you have to be careful sometimes when you just look at a word and really understanding what does that word really mean.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Again, those are the smart people over there on the analytic team.
Well, we'll leave those smart people over there to do that. So what else is there? What else can you tell us about the company and plans for the future, or anything different coming up?
So the work that we do in healthcare is very exciting, and we're constantly learning more things because we get a chance to be on the forefront sometimes of new projects and new things coming up. So some of the work that we do, we recruit people that maybe have different illnesses because they are on the cutting edge of maybe a new breakthrough drug or a new breakthrough technology. So we're recruiting people who have cancer or diabetes. It was interesting during COVID, of course. What a different time. This is used all the time as a really, really vibrant focus group facility. During COVID, we literally had Toyota coming in March 16th. Now, if you all remember, March 15th, 16th.
That was the day.
They were coming in. They had to postpone that, but all of a sudden, all of those focus groups stopped. So we had to pivot very, very quickly and learn Zoom. None of us really knew that. I felt like the Brady Bunch.
I know, I didn't know either.
So. We're recruiting people and we're hoping that they know how to get on and they'd be, able.
It was nightmarish.
It was a quick pivot for us and even for businesses, but they were all put in the same boat, trying to get information that they still needed, and whether they were shutting down and everything. So COVID really changed a lot, but we learned a lot through that. Right? So
and it wasn't all bad, was it, Sandy? I mean, there's a lot of opportunities that opened up with Zoom. If somebody's cross country, and it's obviously maybe not that convenient to travel 5, 6, 7, 8 hours by plane, and the expense, Zoom did fill the void there. So there were good parts about it too. Parts about it as well.
We grew a lot. Adapt. We adapted quickly, and that's so true. We were able to all of a sudden do these focus groups online, and they were very successful, and we got really great results as well. And so that was a really great opportunity. But we look at the ability to have people come in and share their opinions and pay them, and be part of something that's kind of making things better, whether it's your doctor's office or a hospital visit or baby carrots, or a new product. Those are
Or a beer.
or beer, bourbon.
bourbon.
And the flavored bourbon was a new thing. We did flavored iced tea. So we had people come in and taste tea and say what kind of tea that they liked or didn't care for. And it's really, every day is a different day, and we never know what kind of project I'm going to get a call for.
Oh, how interesting.
It really
Never a
has
dull
been.
moment,
Yeah.
never 2 days the same.
And people can be on the panel from all over. It's our RMS viewpoint, but sometimes we'll do a project and here, and then the client is so happy, but then they might want to do it in other areas as well.
So you're versatile like that, you can go anywhere.
We can go anywhere.
Okay.
We always say it's really great when we get to work local, and we do. We have great partnerships with a lot of our local businesses that are right here.
Sandy, you have a vested interest in here because you live here too. And this is Sandy's community, my community as well. And it's good to see a company serving such a great purpose right here in the middle of our little village here.
It's so true. I say that all the time, and I could walk here, right? So
or you ride your bike.
I ride my bike, and inevitably I said those are the days I get here, and then a client wants to see me downtown.
So we ride our bike back home, get our car, right?
Get a little exercise.
I get your steps in on your Fitbit that you were in a focus group with.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
So if anybody's interested, say, in being in a focus group, what could they do? I mean, as far as, is there a website that you have that they can go to? No, what's that website?
So it's RMS Results.
Okay.
.com.
Just that's
RMS
simple.
Results, because
Okay.
we get results. But if you go there, and there's a page, it's called Participate. And so basically we take some pretty basic demographic information, because if you're on the panel and our clients are really looking for specific, sometimes our clients are very specific, and they want people with green eyes, left-handed, bi-tied, and drive a yellow car. And we have to find those people.
Yes.
we do. We're really good at that. Other times it's basically they need to be 18 plus and, can get here. And so they can get here. So it really runs the gamut of that. And we make it really comfortable and easy. And the whole thing is like when you come for a focus group, the moderator really makes people feel comfortable, because even though the clients may be back there, by the time you get talking, you forget. You really do, you forget. But what's nice is if the moderator's here and they ask a question and the client wants to follow up, they can either, there's usually a pad, an iPad or something here, or they can take a break for a minute, and then they can go and have a little conference and then come back and finish up.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And if anybody's ever in the area, I invite them here all the time. Come up, I'll give you a tour. We're on the second floor. We're above Empower, right across from Beeville Diner, right here. And I love giving tours. They're welcome to come, and I'll show you around, show you the focus group. We have a great team. We've been in business for 22 years, and most of our team, I've been here 13 years. And almost everybody has been here for a long time. They work really hard, but we have a lot of fun as well. We just did a really fun activity last week. We were all given all this information, and we had to sell RMS or talk about RMS to somebody who didn't know what we did. And we had all these really funny things, and so it was really cute. Like we talk about ask, listen, solve, and so we had to incorporate that a little bit in there. So it's a great company. A lot of our people are really right here local from
I like that.
Yeah.
That.
So
and I thank you so much for your time.
Gosh, this was great.
I appreciate it, and I just love that it's in this community and it's helping the community, and you're from this community, and you've been so involved for so long. And thanks again so much for helping and being here and doing this interview, because I have learned so much today.
Oh my God.
And it's very exciting to me too. And I love your plants, and it's just a very nice office, very cozy.
Well, really, anybody, come. I'll give a tour anytime.
Okay, well, and she means it too, and she's a great tour guide too. But anyhow, thank you.